Hello and welcome to this video. It is time to once again talk about the trashing of our environment, particularly in the middle of the island. As you know, last February 14th, it happened to be Valentine's Day. I went for a hike in Edgewood Preserve and Deer Park, and then came out along East Drive in Brentwood, and came across this huge dump of trash everywhere. And there was so much trash along the side of the road, and then we went into the woods for a little bit where there was just piles and piles of trash. And I reported it to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. I sent them an email, and all I got back was a form response, and that was it. So I'll have to call them, but I'm ranting on the DEC also because of what happened in Calverton with the dumping of the trash there, yard waste in the woods that I reported last September. And yet, when I went to that very spot and I gave them the coordinates, and that time I had called, they hadn't done anything about it. So first, let me show you the area. Well, before I show you the area where this happened and talk about it a little more, it's unbelievable what's happening here in the middle of the island with the trash. And I'm seeing it right here in Mineola. I got to bring it up because it sort of has to do with the environment. President's Day. Apparently, everybody in my neighborhood forgot that it was a holiday and just left the trash out there. That's bad enough, but you see all the loose trash here that's on the streets. That could blow away in the wind. And then you have the huge piles of trash that are just piled up. Along one street, there was just piles of it, like a mountain of it that was piled up. Again, you don't see that on the South Shore. And then in front of NYU Langone as well, a beer bottle there. That still isn't cleaned up. So the hospital isn't even keeping their grounds clean. So it seems nobody really cares about having a clean environment in the middle of the island. That clean environment is only for, those important people in places like Babylon, where it's all peachy keen and they get the nice clean park to go to, and they don't have to deal with all this unsightly trash because of who they are. They did lose big today. I have to say that, but just because it's one day, it's going to go right back up again. They just keep winning. So don't get excited, all right? But anyway, let's now go and talk about the area this latest big dump area that's been a problem in Brentwood. And it's technically Brentwood on the Pilgrim site. And let's talk about that because it's absolutely disgusting what's happening here. And that the fact that the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation isn't doing anything about it so far is absolutely ridiculous. But I will give them a call. But let's go there and take a look. Again, you can actually see the trash from Google here of Deer Park. This is Deer Park, is the Deer Park train station. This is Edgewood Preserve over here. And this here, once you cross this line here where the power lines are, this east side is technically undeveloped Pilgrim land that was supposed to be added to Edgewood Preserve. But as you know, this whole area was supposed to be added to Edgewood Preserve. I'll show you here on the map here. Circle it. This whole area here was supposed to be added to Edgewood Preserve. All right. But as you know, the governor vetoed it. All right. As a result of that, we already saw some destruction of the woods here when they built all these solar panels here and knocked down the trees for that. But we're talking about the dumping here that's going on. So this is Heartland Industrial Park, all right? And this is East Road over here. I think I referred to it as East Drive, but this is East Road. You can actually see all the garbage from the Google. You can actually see it. Look at all the trash here that is along the road here. So this is something. You can actually see it from the Google Maps. And look, there's a whole bunch more over here. A boat. So this is a big dumping ground, and the state doesn't seem to care about it at all. It's state land. It's part of Pilgrim State. It says Pilgrim State right here. It's undeveloped. It was supposed to be transferred again for preservation, but the governor doesn't want this to happen because she wants this all knocked down so they can build an intermodal freight yard to haul more waste out along the main line. And you can see all these trucks that come down here too, but look at all the trash here. I mean, paper cups. Where is this all coming from? Is what I'd like to know. So this is disgusting. This is the way our environment is treated in the middle of the island. All right. I mean, the difference between this area and Babylon is a really, good example of it here. And it's a shame because there's a lot of beautiful Pine Barrens here, but yet look at all this waste that's being dumped here. I mean, it's disgusting. It's unbelievable. It really is. It makes you think of the Indian crying. Trust me, I feel like crying over it. I mean, what's that? That looks like is that a ladder? I mean, where is this stuff coming from? People just come here in the middle of the night and just dump stuff? Is that what's going on? And the DEC doesn't even do a damn thing about it. They don't even get back to me. I mean, this is ridiculous. If this was on the South Shore, the DEC would get involved right away. But no, because it's the middle of the island. Because, again, what they want to do here, what the grand scheme of things to do, what the governor wants, you see there's a spur over here, a rail spur, that New York and Atlantic uses. Well, what they want to do is they want to create another intermodal center. So they want to knock down all these woods and put an intermodal center in for all the waste on Long Island to be hauled off. So all the waste could be hazardous waste. Who knows? Even though there was a derailment in East Palestine, East Palestine, I believe, Ohio. I think that's the way you pronounce it. They want to keep expanding these kind of these freight rail services here. All right. So this is where they wanted to build it. I think originally they were thinking about building it here as well. So again, you're going to have all this trash coming down the main line, and then there was another plan, I think, to put it on this side here and knock down these woods and put another, again, all the waste, who knows, this could be hazardous waste, haul down the main line through all the mainline communities. All the most diverse communities of color have to deal with this pollution, while the whitest communities on the South Shore get to avoid it. This has to do with the environment. I'm not done talking about environmental discrimination, all right? Because this is environmental discrimination, what's going on. You look at, and there's a lot of garbage that falls off these trains, too. In fact, let's go over to Pine Lawn, because if you're riding the train on Pine Lawn, you can actually see where they park the trains. There's actually a big pile of trash. I think they have an intermodal over here. Or is it? Oh, it's further down here. They have an intermodal down here, and you see piles of trash along the tracks over here. Yeah, you can sort of see it on Google here. Look at all that trash. That's coming off the trains that are parked here, because I think this is an intermodal over here. All right, that they have. Again, they take in the waste, they're hauling it out, and who knows what kind of hazardous materials could be there. And if there's a derailment, in the main line, that community is going to suffer, not only with the disrupted train service, but with the consequences of the pollution. We're already suffering with it. And then they want to build more, again, further out. They're building a huge yard out here in Yaphank. Out here in Yaphank. I'm trying to remember where. Yeah, right here. This all used to be woods. Now you got this Brookhaven Rail Terminal here. That's, again, what kind of materials are being hauled out of here? What kind of trash is going to be hauled out of here, along the main line? It's not the South Shore. No, we have all of it, all right? Because, again, those people on the South Shore, they're important people. They got white skin. They work in finance. They're very important people, whereas the rest of us are just forgotten about. Because, again, they run New York State. Wall Street and finance run this state. They control this state. So let's show you what's been knocked down over here. And you can see all the trash already that's coming off here, so it's only going to get worse. Right? So you can't really see too well on this street view here, but there used to actually be a forest here. Let's see. Maybe we can here. All right. So they knocked down all these trees. You can see there's this huge intermodal yard here, all right? All right. And there's going to be a lot of trash being hauled out. There's a plan here, Brookhaven Rail Terminal. So let's see more dates. Let's go back here. Let's see if we can go back to... Oh, all right, I have to go back all the way to 2009. This is what used to be here. Yeah, Pine Barrens. That's right. Used to be Pine Barrens here. That's right. They have to go all the way back here. See, this is all trees. It's all beautiful trees then, and then he knocked it down in 2012. You can see this is when they knocked it down around here. All right, and they continued knocking down more. We go here in 2013, moving it along here. You see they knocked down all those trees back down there, and they're knocking down a lot of land out here. All right, this pine is still here for now, but I think that pine is still hanging on, that one. But I have a feeling that one they're going to cut down eventually too. Again, they just want to cut down all the trees, put all the trash, because the middle of the island is viewed as an industrial wasteland. They want to put all the industry here. They don't care about the effects that it's going to have on our environment, not just the risk of derailments, but the pollution that we're already seeing, the trash that's a byproduct of all this, because the trash falls off these trash trains, and it gets into the environment. I've seen the trash trains pass through Mineola. I could throw up a couple of screenshots here and pictures to show you the way it's cured. It's going to fall right out. So it goes back to, where is this trash coming from? Then the DEC is corrupt. They're paid off to look the other way. All right, they're paid off to look the other way. They, cars parking on the grass at EPCAL, they don't care. I think they want to build another one in Medford, I think, too, as well. So there's several of these. There's at least 3 of these. And they're going to be these long, long trash trains going through the main line. And who knows what kind of materials they're going to be carrying right through our communities, Meanwhile, the South Shore, they sit pretty. They don't have to worry about any of that going through their communities. All right? So how is that fair? How is that fair? That is not fair. All right? That is not fair. All right? You go to Babylon, it's all, it's all pristine here. You don't see any trash here. No trash at all, but yet it's okay to have all the trash up here, 5 to 7 miles north, probably 5 miles north, in Deer Park. That's okay. That's okay because it's not a certain demographic, those people. So it's okay to have all the trash here. It's okay to have all the trash here. These are some old street views from here, by the way. And even back in 2019, you could see the trash along the road. And this is technically, well, actually it does say Brentwood. But I don't know. The Deer Park train station, you'd think the Deer Park train station would be in Deer Park proper. And you can see people parking on the grass again. Again, because the snobs in Babylon, they have a parking lot, but they you have to pay, and they only want to, a lot of it's residents only, so people go here because it's free. All right. So, yeah, you have what's going on, and I had to talk about it. Because obviously this is affecting the environment. It's affecting the Pine Barrens and the New York State DEC again. Not to mention they protect hunters. They're basically pro-hunting. They're there for the hunters. They're not there for the environment. They're there to make money for the state. Because, again, they don't do anything about this. They probably know about this, and they've gotten other people complaining about it, but nobody does anything. All they say, it's not our issue. Go to the town of Islip. Go to the town of Babylon. Go to Suffolk County. And then you just get bounced around, but nobody does anything about it. Meanwhile, this trash keeps growing and growing and growing. And this is becoming one big illegal dump. And New York State DEC, Suffolk County, nobody is doing anything about it. Just because of where it is. If it was 5 miles to the south in preppy, perfect little lily white Babylon, they'd be on it right away. But no, they're not on it here because, again, it's a more diverse area, so therefore it's not going to get the same kind of treatment. That's the way it works in New York. It's environmental racism is what it is. So you can see, look at all the garbage here. I wish there was a way to bring this street views back because it wasn't always this bad. Let me, let me get an older street view here. All right. Well, they only have 2. They have one from only 2018. So you can see the trash here as well. Look at this. This has been going on a while here. What is that? Seriously, what is that? People driving over here on the, ATVs and stuff. You have all kinds of illegal activity going on here. And nothing's done about it. Nothing's done. Just because. And these woods here, these woods were supposed to be, these are all pines over here. This is supposed to be added to a preserve, but no, that's not going to happen. No, let's park more trash trains here instead. Look at all the garbage here. Look at all the garbage back. You can see, look at this. Somehow, yeah, this is from the rail. This is their little intermodal right here. Look at this trash here. I mean, this is what I mean. Freight railroads in this country, they don't care about the environment. They don't care what they're doing. Look at the trash that New York Atlantic is creating here. It's all falling off the trains. I'm going to have to walk back here and show this to you one day. This is what I mean. So this is what we get in the middle of the island, folks, and it's only going to get worse now that the third track's in service. We're going to see more and more of these trash trains and more garbage in our communities, not to mention all the other garbage that's being dumped here by all the other problems that are being moved into the middle of the island. Because, again, all the people that got out of jail, all the people entering the country illegally, they're all put in the middle of the island while the South Shore gets to sit pretty. Remember that. So I guess that's going to wrap up this video. It's all, again, part of the big plan that I don't like talking about. But this is what's going on. And we're going to lose our environment here. It's not just Deer Park, it's the whole middle of the island that's going through this with the dumping and the trash going on. Yaphank, too, They're clearing more woods for more of these garbage trains. And who knows what these look like, tanker cars here. Who knows what they're carrying? What happens if they derail? What if they're toxic chemicals, like what happened in Palestine? What if that happens in Mineola? And Mineola will really be finished. And then where are all the people who live in Mineola going to go? Oh, that's right. I guess we'll have to shut up and go live in New Jersey. While all the preppies on the South Shore get to enjoy their peaceful, perfect little lives in their own enclaves, and telling the rest of us to keep out. Yeah, you can see, look at that. More trash there. All right? So, there you go. That's what's going on here on Long Island. It breaks my heart. It really does. It does. It really does. It's what's happening here. All the garbage and trash that's being dumped in our woods. And you don't see it to the same degree in New Jersey. New Jersey DEP responds to pollution. Look at this. Here we go. More trash again. Where do you think all this trash is coming from? Here we are in Yaphank. Where do you think all this trash is coming from? You got all these dump trucks going through here, overloaded. And then you have some illegal... I mean, where is this stuff coming from? You tell me. But you go to the South Shore. No, you don't see this. You go to the South Shore. You don't see this. Yeah, let's go to the South Shore, like in Patchogue or along a road in Patchogue or somewhere. Let's go along. I'm trying to find the same kind of road here that you have. I guess we can do this. Yeah, this is right over here. We can go over here, right by San Sushi here. This is not Patchogue, but let's see. Do I see any trash here? Nope. Looks clean to me. Nope. Nice and clean for the important people. But for the rest of us, we got to deal with all the trash. So, it's just so unfair. It really is. So, I had a vent. So, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching. And shame on you, New York DEC. That's all I got to say.